In this video, I want to discuss why your pastor will not discuss the cost of living, petrol prices, etc., or even the increase in energy bills. These are real issues that are affecting the Christian community. Like anyone else, we are worried over the cost of living. We are worried that our wages are not matching, the aggressive rise of inflation. So it's natural that we want to have these kind of conversations with the pastors whom we are paying our tithes to. Even though paying tithes isn't scriptural anymore, it's an Old Testament, law. However, I had a friend who had his own business, and he used to sell leather jackets, leather trousers, anything to do with leather. And I remembered I was doing some work for him and helping him out. And he said to me, I think I said something to one of the customers, and to which he grabbed me up, warning me, right? What was it? Don't help them. Never discuss their financial situation, or they will not spend any money. In other words, if you talk negative about the economy, the customer, it'll put the customer off. So you must always talk positive to the customer, and the customer will spend. They're not aware of the economy because you're not talking negative. So always talk positive, and that way you can brainwash the customer and get money out of them. And I never forgot that, because I see the same techniques used by prosperity preachers, and that is, they will never discuss the negative economy, the cost of living, petrol price increase, and the wages not matching it. And the reason being, if the church pastors and the prosperity preachers who don't pay any taxes whatsoever, they are living rich. They are multi-millionaire Satanists. And if they were to engage with you on a human level, a humane level, then it means they can't beg you or fleece you of any money. They will have to stop this television bombardment. God asking you to send me £1,000, send me $100, send for healing. They'll have to stop that nonsense, because their conscience will say, something, they can't afford it. So they got to put themselves in that psychopath, non-emotional entity. They have to detach themselves in a cold, snake-like, reptilian fashion. Don't care about you. And talk about God's gonna bless you. Right? Put you in that frame of mind that even though you're vulnerable and you're struggling to pay your bills, you're so busy, you will give your last dime, you will give your last cent to this con artist. Why? For the simple reason they aim is to distract you from the reality of economic suffering, because they're not about that. They are Satanists who have no emotion but to fleece their own pockets. Do you know, these people, they don't pay taxes, right? Just like corporate companies, they don't pay any taxes. And the one thing that corporate companies and the pastors have in common, and that is fleecing you as much as they can. You get how affluent they are. Their houses are massive. They live on mansions in grounds with water, not water, swimming pool, lakes, mountains round them. And you know something? You would think to yourself that they would say, the church has made me affluent. The church has made me rich. Why don't I give back? But they don't. There's something cold inside of them that they will just watch you just give your last money because they know they can do it. They know that you will not sit down and say, wait there, I'm struggling. You know, I got to pay this, I got to pay that. They know you won't sit down and read the Bible for yourself. They know that. And that's why they'll continue to fleece you. It gets me angry. The church pastors are silent. It's deliberate because they don't want you to start. If they start talking negative, then you'll think, oh, well, pastor, I can't afford to pay you this month. They don't need the money. The money you've given them already can feed the world 100 times round. The money you've given them already can spread the gospel around the world. They're using all these blackmail tactics. Oh, when you give me money, I'm going to preach the gospel. You know, there's enough African preachers in Africa, in Philippines, in China. There's no excuse for them to take your money. But they do it. Because I reckon there's a psychopathic evil about it. To see how much they can con you, how much they can manipulate you. You're struggling to put food on the table. You're wondering whether you can have a roof over your head tomorrow night. The pastors, they're not even thinking about that. They don't care about you. When you're homeless tomorrow night, you see if your pastors are going to bail you out. No, they will not. Be positive. You know, God will bless you. Give me $100 and God will bless you. And they'll do the same thing until you fall flat on your face and it's too late. When you're out on the streets, there's a homeless bum. And then they'll come along and say, oh yes, you were the church member that, you know, paid into my system. You know, they probably won't even drive through me and your neighborhoods. They're so rich. They're so wealthy. They're not going to discuss COVID. They're not going to discuss the cost of living and inflation and petrol price. They're not going to, because they're fake. They don't want to relate to you on a human level. When you're going to wake up? When?